Well, just a few days ago, I didn't know who LBC's Katie Hopkins was. I didn't know who Katie Hopkins was, and I didn't know what the LBC was. But as it turns out, there is in fact a conservative movement in the island of Great Britain, and Katie Hopkins really, really unwound one. Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Whittle here for Steve Green and Scott Ott, and this is your right angle on the reaction to the horrific terror attack in London just a few days ago. Well, guys, the British did the same thing that the French did, and the same thing that the Belgians did, and the same thing that everybody's done. It's the same thing that the Americans have done in terror attacks. They stand outside and they light candles, and there's flowers, and there's a hashtag, and then there's beautiful graphics, and we wait for the next one. But Katie wasn't going to take this. She wasn't going to hear any of it. Listen, there's 2 bites I want to play for you guys because I think they're really, really right on topic for all of us around the world. So let's just listen to this first one, and then we'll take it from there.
And you tell me you carry on. You tell me we're united. You put up there, Philip Schofield, that as an act of defiance, you walked across Westminster Bridge. You are pathetic. You are pathetic. You walked across a bridge. You walked down a pavement, down snow. You took a video on your way to work showing pictures of pretty flowers. No, you are not brave. You are not united. You are cowed. You happen to think that that's the new normal. You happen to think cracking on like you did yesterday somehow shows that you are fighting back, that you are resilient. That is not good enough. The terrorists in this country have made it so that you now believe walking down a pavement is brave. You now believe doing the things you always did is somehow resilient.
You now believe that walking down the pavement is brave. Scott, that's it, right? I mean, this is the kind of the boiling frog thing and the new normal thing and all the rest of it. This is how, for instance, we went from a 1% income tax to a 40% income tax incrementally. And I thought that when she pointed out that if the response of the government is to say, well, I'm a minister, I'm going to walk right over the same bridge that common people walk, and this is an act of bravery or resilience or retaliation, it's just pretty sad.
And it's almost like he's claiming to have boldly strode into enemy territory.
Right. Like it's in Baghdad, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like I just walked out into the middle of an enemy minefield under withering crossfire, What is he saying to that? He's basically just conceding to the enemy the land. It's like, well, this really belongs to the terrorists now, but let me show you how brave I am. I'm going to take a stroll in London. I mean,
take a stroll in London.
Oh, Scott, you made me think of something. Shortly after 9/11, people were asking, mostly on the left, what's our exit strategy? Exit from where? New York?
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because I saw that and maybe there was more to it than this, but I saw that our own president sent his condolences, which if I were a Brit, I'd be saying, hey, can condolences launch a projectile? Is this what can we do with a condolence? It's like, what happened to this world when all we have are expressions of sadness and these wimpy sort of hashtag campaigny, I took a stroll in Piccadilly. Aren't I a hero?
Yeah, and it's a sign of a civilization that doesn't want to defend itself. Steve, let's go back to another quick little clip from apparently one woman who still thinks that the idea of Great Britain is worth defending. Yeah. I like this clip very much too.
This country is not united. You can stand there, just outside this building. You can see how cross I am. I'm really, really cross in Leicester Square. You stand there in Trafalgar Square with your little tea lights. You stand there with your hashtags. You stand there and make hearts up to the heavens. Because you know what ants do when a few of them are stood on? The rest crack on like normal and wait for the next footstep to fall.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Ants just go back about their business and wait for the next footstep to fall. They didn't lose individuals. We lost a few people. It's a sustainable problem. It's more of a nuisance really than anything. What do you have to say about that, Steve?
Oh boy, what really caught me was her quoting whoever that was using the famous "keep calm and carry on" motto, and that goes back to World War II. And
Yes.
it went back to the Blitz, and the V1 and V2 missiles being launched at the English countryside and cities. And keep calm and carry on meant go about the serious business of getting Nazis killed. They were keeping calm while stopping Rommel at El Alamein. They were keeping calm while in a race with Patton to secure Sicily. They were shooting Nazis out of the sky. They were sinking German subs. They were risking their lives running supplies up to Murmansk to keep the Russians fighting. Everything you could imagine a nation of honor and resolve doing. That's what Great Britain was doing, even all by herself after the fall of France and before Pearl Harbor. Just an amazing people. Where have they gone? Well, there's at least one of them left, and I respect the hell out of that lady.
I do too, and that is a profoundly good point. In fact, that's the perfect point to close on. When in World War II, there's signs appeared everywhere that said, keep calm and carry on. This is exactly what Steve said. It meant carry on with the war. It meant carry on until we defeat these people. Now, what they're basically saying in London is, keep calm and carry on and allow the murders to continue. Don't let the fact that your citizens have been mowed down in the street by a guy wielding a truck, don't let that bother you. Just keep going about your business. The chance of it happening to you is actually rather small. That is the sign of a civilization that does not believe in itself. It's a sign of a civilization that believes it's on its way out. It's a sign of a civilization that has no self-respect, let alone pride. It's a sign of a dying civilization. And we hear those kind of sounds here in America as well. Britain, as the rest of Europe, is further along than we are, but we are on that same track. We decided to keep calm and carry on and start bombing the daylights out of these people in places around the world. You can argue whether or not that was a good idea, but I notice Al-Qaeda is not a threat anymore. So, yeah, that's exactly right. Is your society worth defending or not? Is your civilization worth defending or not? Are your children and your views and your beliefs and your freedoms worth defending or not? Because if they're not, you might as well just become a Muslim now. Why wait to the end? I mean, just if the entire strategy of your country is to get used to it, then you should all convert now, because it's just a matter of time. There's a rumble under the streets of London these days, and it's the sound of Winston Churchill spinning at 12,000 RPM, in Westminster Abbey, where he belongs. Well, at least some people are out there. Good for you, Katie. We're proud of you, and it's a pleasure to be on the same team as people like you. For the rest of the gang here at the Right Angle Show, I'm Bill Whittle with Steve Green and Scott Ott. Thanks for joining us. Especially thanks for our paying members at BillWhittle.com for making it all possible.
We're all Neville Chamberlain now.